Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel today. Now I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before, and this is going to be my Premier League Game Week 34 review. I'm going to be reviewing the scores, the 10 games over the weekend in the Premier League, and we'll be looking at each game, looking at the scores and what it kind of means to the table. And I've got notes in front of me, so I'll be reading off that to kind of prompt me and actually how it goes. Excuse the gay hat, it's a bit shit, but it's all I've got at the moment. My hair sucks, so that's why I'm wearing it. Okay, so let's jump into the first game of the weekend, and it was Southampton versus Hull City. Kind of could be predictable that it's going to be a boring game. Ended 0-0, scoreless draw, but it could be a big point for Hull in the relegation battle in the grand scheme of things. Southampton have absolutely nothing to play for anymore. They're not going to get Europa League. They're not getting relegated, so they don't really care about their results. But Hull City need to stay in the Premier League. It's either them or Swansea going down, in my opinion, and I think Middlesbrough are already gone. But we'll get onto them later in the video. So this game, no surprises there, and just a boring game in general. Next up, we have another boring game, and that was Stoke versus West Ham. Arguably, again, two teams that are realistically safe in the Premier League, and they both have nothing to play for. So a scoreless draw seemed pretty predictable. Next up, we have Sunderland versus Bournemouth. Now, this was Sunderland's last chance to finally make an attempt to get out of that terrible position that they were in. And they held on for a long time until Joshua King in the 88th minute sunk them and sent them down to the Championship. Sunderland were relegated, and it's quite unfortunate. I like Sunderland. They've got Jermaine Defoe, obviously being a Spurs fan. He's a big legend at the club. I'm sure he'll be heading to another lower half of the table Premier League team anyway. Sad to see Sunderland go, considering Newcastle are also going the other way, so a lot of bragging rights going to Newcastle at the moment. But again, a predictable game because Sunderland are absolutely just terrible at the moment, and Joshua King's on fire. Next up, we've got West Brom versus Leicester. I mean, Saturday was probably one of the most boring games in Premier League history. 4 goals across 5 games. Terrible. But this one, West Brom-Leicester. West Brom was a hard place to go. Leicester weren't coming into it in the best of form, but they managed to get a 1-0 victory. Jamie Vardy just before half-time. And you can now say Leicester City are pretty safe in the Premier League. They never really looked like they were going down after they sacked Ranieri and went on that 5-win streak. But Leicester are safe now. They've got nothing to worry about. West Brom playing for nothing, really. So, not a surprise, really, that they didn't really show up. Next up, Crystal Palace versus Burnley. Palace in absolutely great form. They just come off the back of beating Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. They just about lost against Tottenham 1-0 with that crazy goal from Christian Eriksen. Playing great football at the moment, and their stadium was a very hard place to go. But Burnley made absolute mincemeat of them. An early goal from Barnes in the 7th minute made it 1-0, and then Gray just before the end of the game made it 2-0 and secured the 3 points for Burnley. And is this the end of Palace's great run? Probably so. They're probably going off their momentum as such to play good football. Quality players in their team. Townsend, Zaha, Benteke, really great front three. But it looks like they're probably done with their runs for now, and I think they're pretty safe as well, so they'll just sit tight to the end of the season. Rebuild and come again next year. Next up, we have Draw United versus Swansea. What a shock, they drew again at home. 15 draws this season for Man United. That's crazy for a team that spent their starting 11, I think, is worth 500 million of what's been spent on it, and it's absolutely crazy. Wayne Rooney with a penalty. Rashford arguably dived. I've only seen it a few times. My opinion would be it probably is a dive. But Sigurdsson with an absolutely beautiful free kick, and Herrera, what are you doing? But 1-0. United back at it again. They don't stop drawing. They can't stop drawing. Could this cost them a Champions League spot? There's a big game against Arsenal at the weekend. Whoever wins that is going to have the best chance of getting the Champions League. For me, Man United are going to beat Arsenal. Arsenal's season is over, apart from the FA Cup final that they've got, but we'll get onto them in a minute. Next up, we have Everton versus Chelsea. So, being a Spurs fan, I was sitting here going, please, Everton, just do something. And they held on fairly well. Lukaku had some good chances. They were playing pretty well against Chelsea. And then Pedro pulled out an absolutely beautiful shot to make it 1-0. Gary Cahill stabbed one home to make it 2. Didn't know much about it, but it went in anyway. And Williams sealed the 3 points. A 3-0 victory, convincing for them. And they've put one hand on the title. Everton are probably happy with this, to be honest. They've made Europa League. They're not going to push for Champions League. Their seasons are pretty much over at the moment. But like I said, Chelsea with one hand on the title now. 4 games to go. 3 wins needed to secure it, but they can win it before that if Tottenham slip up. Middlesbrough versus Man City. Middlesbrough led twice in the game to end up drawing 2-2 with Manchester City. Negredo put the... do they have a nickname, Middlesbrough? I don't think they do. Negredo put Middlesbrough 1-0 up in the 38th minute. Middlesbrough are fighting for their lives at the moment. Probably the team that's definitely most likely to go down out of the three candidates for relegation. And they could have got 3 points this game, and they probably should have. Aguero with a penalty ended up equaling it, but Chambers 8 minutes later managed to restore their lead. But Gabriel Jesus back again in the goals, and he managed to equalise for Manchester City. But City failed to capitalise on Manchester United and Arsenal both screwing up. So Champions League's not guaranteed for them yet either. Tottenham versus Arsenal, North London derby. I went to the game and it was absolutely crazy. The atmosphere was electric, buzzing around the ground. Got a great video of the 2 goals. I might insert one now if I've got it on my computer. But 2 goals in 3 minutes sunk the Gunners. Dele Alli being the quickest to react to a bit of quick feet from Eriksen, putting the ball in the back of the net. And then a minute later, Harry Kane brought down by Gabriel. People saying that this was a dive. There was contact, yes, it is a penalty, but Kane did make it look a lot worse than it was. And I wouldn't have actually been surprised if the ref had gone give a free kick the other way and booked Kane for diving, because he did make it mincemeat. But it was a penalty in my opinion. So Tottenham keep the pressure up on Chelsea at the top of the table, just waiting for Chelsea to slip up again. 9 on the bounce for Tottenham, 14 home wins in the Premier League in a row, which is astonishing, unbeaten at home. And in the last North London derby at the Lane, it couldn't have gone much better. Also, is this going to spur more people wanting Wenger out? They went on this little run of lucky 3 wins in a row, beating obviously City in the final, Middlesbrough and Leicester, but all 3 of those games weren't very convincing from Arsenal, and we've just shown them why they're quite vulnerable with 5 at the back, and they can't play as well as us or Chelsea, and we kind of brought them back down to reality a little bit. And the final game of the week was Watford versus Liverpool, and it took an absolutely masterclass goal from Emre Can, bicycle kick into the top corner just before half-time to seal the 3 points for Liverpool. And Can keeps the Champions League dream alive for Liverpool, with everyone screwing up, City screwing up, United screwing up, and Arsenal screwing up. Those 3 points are absolutely vital for Liverpool, and they've put themselves right back in the running for Champions League. So yeah, fair play to Liverpool, and good luck to them for the rest of the season. So that is it from me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like down below. I know it's a bit late for the review of the weekend, and we've got some more games coming up, starting Friday, Spurs versus West Ham. But I'll be doing a predictions video before that, before the week is up, and we'll be predicting the games for the week. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.